Chelsea 4, Palace 0, joined by Chris here. Chris, this was a
What's going
really
on?
disappointing result, and a result which I didn't really expect. Of course, there was chances of us losing against Chelsea because we were the underdogs going into the game, but the fact that we lost 4-0 and just throughout the game, you can question the tactics, and it was just a messy game. But what do you make of it?
Yeah, look, what was it? 6 points from 4 games. We knew we had a tough start to the season. Obviously, we went up to United and got a result, and then we've gone to Chelsea today. Expectations, were sort of sky high a little bit, but at the same time, like I keep repeating, we got to remember who we are. We are Palace. But sometimes in games, the performance is there and sometimes performance ain't there. And today, a couple of individual mistakes, Sacco, which we always know, that's in his game. It was just a bit depressive to watch, really. It was, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned expectation. Of course, we're not meant to win every game. We are Palace, as you
Nah,
say. But what do you make of the tactics? From minute one, we decided to sit back, and then you look at the players on the pitch. We have Wilfried Zaha there, Andros Townsend there, Eze there. But how many shots did we have on target? Can you blame the players for that, or is it down to the tactics?
Well, look, 0-0 at half time. Tactics were working. I think if the game finished 0-0 and the game still panned out how it was for the first 45 minutes, i.e., no shots, I don't think we'd be sitting there having this conversation. Be like, all right, well, point done. Typical Roy's performance. Do you know what I mean? But you could sort of say like the midfield too. I think like maybe like something like a 4-5-1, just putting Wilf up there on his own, and then maybe having Ayew and Townsend, or Townsend and Eze on the wing, and then bringing in Luca or Gyro or something like that to help out MacArthur and McCarthy. Maybe that might have helped because at the end of the day, playing two up top, we still didn't have any shots, so we might as well have just done 4-5-1 or something. You know what I mean? Like, but Chelsea just sort of, Chelsea didn't look amazing. That's the other thing. Chelsea did not look amazing at all. They didn't exactly like pepper Greater's goal at all. So maybe a 4-5-1, but then you look on the subs bench and then you go, where are the options? And one thing I wanted to talk about this week is that I know like the end of the transfer window is coming in, and people might be thinking we need a striker or whatnot. I think we need a winger. I think we really need a winger. Like looking on that subs bench, there's no difference from that subs bench to what it was at the back end of last season. Do you know what I mean? Like all it takes is one injury. This week was Schlupp again, so Eze's come into the fold, but then the subs bench remains the same. Sticking Benteke on ain't going to change the game. So I look at when Gyro and Luca came on into the midfield. That's about all you can really do. I don't want to hear the cries out for people going, Mayer needs to play. Mayer, look, he was on FIFA and in the German league was brilliant, and I really wanted it to work out for him. But Palace don't play to Mayer's strengths. The Premier League is a little bit different, so I don't really think like Mayer would have been the option bringing on.
So you think we need another signing? But Roy spoke about it before the Chelsea game, and he did say that we're quite happy with our squad. So let's say that we don't have any more signings. Would you be worried?
I think it's clear to see now. Wilf is probably going to stay. I think they came out this week and said, at this stage of the window, we've made it clear like it's going to be difficult to sell you. So if obviously with Wilf staying, then maybe not. I think if Wilf goes, then 100% we need a player or two. But I don't know. I'd say on paper, looking at that subs bench, it would have been nice to have another winger. Our youngsters aren't ready, so Pierrick, Brandon, and whatnot, they're not ready to come off. But it would have been nice to replace Townsend or something. I thought Eze had a good game today. To be fair, I thought he does show what he's about, and he's definitely capable of playing in the Premier League.
Yeah. You mentioned the Jordan Ayew topic and him coming off for Benteke, but wouldn't you think that it would have been a smart thing to do, considering how many games that Jordan Ayew played last season and how he had a slow start to the season, for this one, that there was no point of him playing for 90 minutes. Wasn't this the most ideal situation when you're 3 to 4-0 down? You bring on Benteke, let him have some bit of match fitness, and you rest Jordan Ayew. Why? I personally didn't see the sense of that. Why would Jordan Ayew on the pitch for 90 minutes when we had zero chance?
Yeah, I definitely like. And to be fair, Benteke's got a good goal scoring record against Chelsea. He didn't score many last year, and then he actually scored at the back end of the season. I don't mind Benteke. I think when Benteke's in the team, he does give us something. But Ayew, to be fair, Ayew's warranted starting lineup because last year he got us so many points. And I think that really surprised us Palace fans. But definitely, we're going into the international break as well. I would have taken them off and given Benteke a chance. Why not? You got nothing to lose, and that's what I'm saying. If we buy a winger, then that gives us the opportunity to give people like Townsend a rest and things. Because in the first half, there was one situation when Townsend whipped in a wicked ball, and I was like, I want to see more of that, but it's not all the time. And it would have been nice to have that option of going, right, actually throw on another winger. Let's go for him at 2-0 or something like that. But at 3-4-0, it's too late.
Yeah. Well, we talked about transfers. Now let's talk about the game ahead against that team, Brighton. Are you? Well, I think the international break has come just right at time, considering this result. But are you worried about them, considering how they play as well? Because they play similar type of football to Chelsea. They're like keeping the ball. They're like putting teams under pressure. And if we have a similar approach, then we saw it today. If you're going to defend for 90 minutes, of course, there's going to be players that that cause mistakes because it's too much to ask for in a Premier League game.
I would be very, very, very disappointed if we put in a performance like we've done today against Brighton. I expect a complete different performance. I think Roy's gone there today and gone, right, nick a point, be really good, 7 points from 4 games, wicked. Looking at our next, not even just the Brighton game, but we've got 7 fixtures. I looked at the fixture list about 10 minutes ago. The next 7 fixtures are teams that we can easily beat. So I think they would have gone Brighton, let's kick that one off, and then take that form into the next, 6 games or whatnot. I'll be very disappointed if we put in a performance like we've done today against Brighton. I expect us to go guns blazing. I expect Wilf to have an absolute blinder. I expect, you know what I mean? I don't, Brighton don't worry, Brighton don't frighten me. Their left back, to be fair, is decent. He does look decent at Lamperty or whatnot, but that's it. I don't care. Let's go out and do the business. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. We should be able to beat them with the side that we've got, with the players that we got as well, Eze as well. But finally, just on the Brighton game, last thing I want to touch. Any lineup changes? If Jeffrey Schlupp is fit, does it come back in? And where does it fit?
I would go. I would keep Eze, to be fair. I think Eze had a good game today. And I think I'd probably put Batshuayi in for Ayew. I don't know if Batshuayi is in the Belgium squad, but Batshuayi seems to do well for Belgium, is he? So he's in the Belgium squad, right? So if he scores in the Belgium squad, take that form into the next, few games for Palace, especially against teams that, we're capable of beating. So I'd say probably, drop Ayew, Batshuayi in, keep the midfield 4 probably as it is. And then it depends if any of our centre backs is coming back. I'd take out Sacco and put in. I think Cahill was training today, so another week or 2 in international break that'll do him good, so he can come in. It's looking positive. I'm positive, man. 4-0 against Chelsea, whatever. Move on. We've got some good games coming up.
That's what we need. But thank you for joining me, Chris. And also, if you guys want to come and join me in the fan cams, leave down your comments down below and we'll try to get you on. And Chris, hopefully next week we can talk about us beating them lot.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, I'm sure we will. Have a good weekend, everyone.